kids, it's me, Teresa Waldorf again. I'm the spark artist that does creative drama. We are in our Write Your Own Monologue unit. It's going to be so fun. In the first two videos, we talked about kind of like what is a monologue, how does it compare to a dialogue. We talked about recognizing our feeling and self-awareness, and we did like a check-in with our feelings and so on and so forth. And we saw an example of a couple of monologues that other kids had written. Well, now it's your turn to write your own monologue. But you're like, how do I get started? Well, first of all, it's okay if you've never done this before. That's totally fine. Writing a monologue is easier than writing an essay. It's almost easier than writing a story. It's sure easier than writing a report because you don't need to do any research. Everything you need to know is inside of you. You just need to let it flow. You just need to let it come out. Decide what part of how you feel you want to write about. So you get to try something new today. That's kind of cool. You should maybe say to yourself things like, it's okay, I like a challenge, or effort and attitude is everything. I'm just going to take a stab at this and see how it works out. And if the first monologue you write you don't really like, write another one, write several, that's okay. And remember, the coolest thing about writing monologues is there's no right or wrong, because feelings aren't right and wrong. They're like either you feel that way or you don't feel that way. But what you do want to do is hone in on what topic you want to discuss, how you feel about a very particular thing. You want to be specific, like how you feel about being stuck in your house, or how you feel about not having to go to school, or how you feel about all your chores you have to do now, or how you would like your little sister to feel because you can see she's so sad that she doesn't get to go to preschool, or how you would like, maybe you're talking to your dog because you can see that your dog is getting like really tired of going on long walks, or maybe you're getting really tired of hiking all the time with your family and you would like to tell somebody all about it. There's all sorts of things that you can write your monologue about, but remember that you know how you're feeling and you just want to express those in detail and with some specifics. And remember that what you want to try to change your feeling. A monologue is most interesting when the person talking goes through a variety of feelings. You want to decide who it is you're going to be speaking to. Is it, like I've mentioned before, a family member, a brother or sister, a grandma? Is it someone you're talking to on the phone? Maybe you're FaceTiming with your friend in your monologue. Maybe you're outside yelling at the universe in your monologue. Maybe you're having a heart-to-heart with your hamster, and that is perfectly fine, absolutely. To get started, I would suggest that maybe you just find a quiet place to sit, maybe put some music on. Ask yourself, when am I most inspired? Go sit outside on a chair in your backyard, or cuddle up with some blankies, whatever it might be for you. All right, so you want to, in your monologue, let the objective is that the character, whom is you, is letting someone know how they're feeling. You're trying to get maybe answers to questions you have. Maybe you're pleading for something, or you're trying to convince someone of something. You're trying to make someone feel a certain way, and you're trying to change the way they feel, maybe. And then you get to write also in your own voice, and that's really important. So you kind of want to ask yourself, what kind of phrases and ways of speaking do I use all the time? Like, do you say like a lot? Like, you know what I'm saying when I mean like that? Then you want to put that into your monologue. Or if you are the type of person that says all the time, maybe that goes in your monologue. Or if you're the type of person that says really a lot, really, like you really use it a lot, really, what I'm talking about, really, then you might want to put that in your monologue. So kind of analyze what it is about your own way of speaking that's unique to you, because that's always kind of fun. And remember to try different approaches. We call it tactics, to get what you want, to make the person you're talking to in the context of your monologue feel a certain way. In the beginning, figure out who it is you're talking to. Maybe like, and I'm going to give you some examples just to get you thinking, okay? Maybe you're talking to, like I said, your baby sister to cheer her up, okay? Maybe in order to do that, you're going to tell her about a time that you felt sad and what you did to feel better. Or maybe you're talking to a family member about how you're bored out of your mind, and you're going to make a list of the things that you're going to do when you get to go back to school, and you're going to go on a huge adventure, and you're going to describe the huge adventure you're going to go on to them. Or maybe you're talking to your pet about the fact that you wish you were a superhero. Maybe and you wish you were Iris the virus squelcher, and you were going to stop the virus worldwide because you are a superhero, and you're going to write all about your special skills and why you feel so strongly about that, and maybe what your outfit's like. You never know what Iris the virus squelcher might wear. In the middle, remember that a good monologue can be short and sweet. They don't have to be long. In fact, people get bored if they're too long, so shorter is better. Maybe it's only like 7 to 10 sentences, but it's specific with details, and maybe there's a surprise element or an unexpected ending or twist. And then the end can be quick, and you can end it with kind of a meaningful statement, like a ba-dum-bum, like we feel like it's over, like we're not surprised that it ended. You've led us to a place, and then you've made a final statement to state your cause or state your case or ask a question or take us to a new place in how you feel. If you're trying to work out your feelings, making a discovery, sometimes talking about it actually helps you feel better. So my hope for you is that not only do you learn to write your own monologues, but that when you're done writing them, you actually feel better because you've gotten in touch, you've developed a little bit more self-awareness, and now you're feeling a little bit more confident and optimistic. To end, we're going to do 2 more monologues for you, and we're going to talk a little bit about performing them, because I challenge you, after you write your monologues, to perform them for somebody. You don't need to memorize them. You could videotape them if you like, but you could also just perform them for anyone that lives in your household, right? Or anyone, or like, go out on your driveway and have your neighbors across the street watch you because they're a safe distance away. So some things to remember when you're performing. You want to keep your face out towards your audience. You want to remember that if you're talking, who it is your character is supposedly talking to, and you want to try to really see that person. Like if you're talking to, like your little sister, you want to like imagine that she's maybe sitting on the couch and you're talking to her. Or if you're talking to your stepmom in the kitchen and she's cooking and she's not like paying attention to you, maybe you're moving around a little bit to try to get her attention. Gesture, use your arms and your whole body. Use your facial expressions. Use vocal variety. There's a lot of things you can change about your voice. You can change the speed at which you speak, the volume. You can change the emphasis on words. You can change your tone of voice, right? And you can change the rate at which you can speak really, really fast or very slow for emphasis. So vary your voice, gesture, get your face involved, and try to really imagine that you see the person that you're supposedly talking to in the context of your monologue. So here's our final 2 monologues for you to enjoy. Anne-Marie's going to perform the first one.
Lately, when my stepdad comes home at night, he's always really tired and funny acting. And sometimes he's really grouchy. When he's like that, really, really grumpy, Mom calls him a grouch and makes this real ugly, grouchy face at him like... Lots of nights, he's real quiet. I mean, he doesn't say much and he acts like he's someplace else. And during dinner, when you talk to him, he doesn't seem to hear. And then there are nights when he spends the whole evening on the phone, like talking business to people. Mom says it's because he's really busy working hard to make money so we can have nice things, so me and my brothers and sisters can go to college. She says that when he was a little kid, his family was real poor and they didn't have much, like toys and new clothes and a nice house or anything. Sometimes, though, I think that he works way too hard. I mean, he doesn't play around anymore like he used to. I mean, he used to come home early and mess around with us kids and watch TV and do all kinds of stuff and was friendly and nice. It seems like when people get successful, they aren't fun anymore.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. And now for our finale, you guys are going to do something funny, okay? This is something that you might recognize. This is not by just your average child. This is a monologue from an actual play called You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And this is the character of Lucy. You might be familiar with Lucy. She's a real bossy pants. She likes to be in charge of the entire world. And in this one, she is telling everyone what she wants to be when she grows up. Do you know what I intend? I intend to be a queen. When I grow up, I'm going to be the biggest queen there ever was. And I'll live in a big palace. And when I go out in my coach, all the people will wave and shout at me. And it will be in the summertime. And I will go to my summer palace. And I will wear my crown. And I will wear it when I'm swimming. And when I go everywhere. And all the people will cheer. And I will shout at them. What do you mean I can't be queen? Nobody should be kept from being a queen if she wants to be one. It's usually just a matter of knowing the right people. Well, if I can't be a queen, then I'll be very rich and I will do what a queen would do and I will buy myself a queendom. Yes, I'll buy myself a queendom and then I'll kick out the old queen and I'll take over the whole operation for myself and I'll be head queen.